Once there was a creation called you, born as a unique and pure individual after recombinations of thousands of genetic variations. Nature's perfect creation gifted with individuality. But then this you was introduced to the existing world and that individuality started eroding. First his parents told him to study like other kids do. He was discouraged to make mistakes. The moment he tried to separate himself from the crowd, he was nudged back into the line again, since he was always supposed to follow the same crowd. The father wanted you to become like him. The mother wanted you to become like her. Then your school told you to chase marks, numbers and ranks. The degrees were chosen, keeping in mind the most lucrative and safest career they can lead to. Colleges and universities told you to compete because the world is extremely competitive and it's a game called survival of the fittest. You fought day and night to match the benchmarks your peers had set up. Then your society came in and asked millions of questions. Someone told you to settle down. Someone told you to get a job. Someone told you to apply visa for US. Someone told you to get married. Someone advised you to go for public sector and someone told you that private is better. Whatever that someone was saying, they all were pointing towards following the crowd, to walk the worn out paths traveled by most of them themselves. You became nothing but a bet. Some odds were placed in your favor and some against you. Those questions made you jittery and restless. You wanted to answer them as soon as possible so that you could find peace and safety. You started looking for the answers to the questions that society had apprehended you with. But then there were few seekers and rebels and people with louder inner voices who chose to answer the questions that their inner selves threw at them, not the society. They refused to settle down with those limited petty questions. They struggled, flinched, fell down, raged, but never quit looking for the answers. They were tired, worn out, but at the end they found the answers. After a spell of gloomy, dark period, the sun of glory shone on them. Those people are now all around you today. Some of them are carrying the burden of an entire nation when they go onto the playing field. Some of them are changing millions of lives. Some of them are leading the masses. Some of them personified perfection and became role models. Some of them enlivened the world with their voices and expressions. Some of them went on to become explorers and innovators. But you, on the other hand, played to the gallery. You were afraid. You were worked up. The inner callings did try to attract your attention as well, but were silenced by that deafening noises of customary social opinions. You rather settled for a safe shell than questing into the unknown horizons, the same horizons that bestowed upon those rebels and seekers the ultimate liberation and bliss. You settled for that comfortable, limited shell because that questions of this society, institutes and establishments do not go beyond the limits of this shell. Even today, that you will be sitting in that cozy little place with subtle complacency, digesting the Sunday morning newspaper, reading about those rebels and seekers after a week full of tiring and excruciating work that you just hate to do. It's not your fault completely. Most of the society, the institutions, the establishments are plagued with this approach of safety and risk aversion. They want to build replicas, not individuals. They have got tailor-made, secure carapaces in which they want you to fit yourselves. For all those years, you were doing nothing but molding yourselves to fit into that carapaces. Because since the childhood, that was the only place you were introduced to where you could end up being. They want you to inherit the same approach of safety and risk aversion. They want you to pass on these carapaces to your generations. The choice is yours. The shell can still be broken because that you is still alive somewhere inside you. All you need to do is just give him a chance to speak. Your action to still break the shell can inspire thousands of others. Because this story started with you, that beautiful you coming to this life, and should also end with this you signing off from this world after embellishing it with his beauty and individuality. Not with those rotten carapaces,